Hi.
Hello.
I'm Chair 1.
that's you.
We're going to Game 4 here. Boogaloo finding huge wins here over Enemy. They are on SPL point here. Should they win this game, they will find themselves in the Pro League. They've got to drop 2, though. Enemy Esports, with their new roster, looking to keep their spot, which has proven difficult so far.
You know, I actually like their roster. I want to say more, but I am a fan of the roster and the changes they've made.
Absolutely.
Bringing Awesome back, putting Maddie in that support role. So it's going to be interesting, right? Because by all means, they're better than they were before. And Boogaloo, right? They were only like the 3rd or 4th, right? They were still Eager, who was better than them in the Challengers Cup, but they've already dropped 2 games.
It's going to be rough. We're going to jump into the P's and B's here as Boogaloo. No?
I can't do it.
That
P's
was
and
good.
B's. I'm just not. I understand it's good, but I'm just not feeling it.
Boogaloo going to be on the bottom side this time. Enemy looking to switch things up and grab the red. Sylvanas. Oh, wait. Sylvanas' first ban from the red side?
A little bit of production.
Everything's
We'll
confusing.
figure it out here in a second here. Boogaloo's going to be banning first here shortly. We're going to figure out what that ban is. So it's going to be Bologna, right? They're like, Uzzy Wuzzy just still does not want to deal with the Bologna coming out from Awesome. It's something he obviously doesn't know how to match up against, or it's just a god that he doesn't want to match up against for the team comp they're looking to draft, and it will be Athena also banned out additionally for them.
Athena, Sylvanas, Thor.
Standard bans coming out. I mean, these are kind of the bans we've seen all tournament long, all relegation long, and then it's going to be Batz first pick coming out from Boogaloo. So the first 2 games, Uknik played Batz, right? And then they banned it out, and now they actually take it first pick. So really, the 2 gods that we've seen Uknik perform on, Thor and Batz, are now out of his hands. I'll be interested to see what he's going to pick up in response.
Serqet makes it through all the way so far. Perhaps a 3rd pick. They know they don't need the jungler, but Xbalanque, Bakasura get picked up here for Enemy Esports. So we're going to see Awesome to the max this time playing Baka. Geb once again for Chris Pocket. Actually, to me, kind of surprising considering how well he just did with Ares. Final pick here coming out from Boogaloo. Still looking for... Okay, there. What? Hi. All right, Serqet.
Hello.
Hello?
It's going to be Batz solo. Something we saw really more towards the beginning of the spring split.
I'm just not on
I know
board.
you're not a fan. You haven't been a fan.
Not on board.
But it's much like... It's very like Bakasura, where if you can get an early lead, you can just win the game off a solo lane.
To me, though, it's not about the early lead. It's about this character clears very well almost instantly, and they're relying on it, right? They're not playing an assassin. They're just trying to play an assassin kit on a warrior.
Speaking of assassins, 4.
Yeah, wow, what? Yeah, there's 4 assassins on the board right now. So this is going to be a very squishy game so far. To me, though, advantage right now definitely belongs to Boogaloo. Geb keeping a Serqet safe with Stone Shield sounds mighty strong.
Yeah, we're going to see On Her banned out once again. Since every single game we've seen On Her banned out, I don't know if it's a priority that Boogaloo is looking to get, but Enemy Esports does not want Vedium to get On Her. And we're actually going to see a Bacchus banned out coming out from Boogaloo. So even though they were able to basically counter it with the Ares last game, they don't want Maddie to grab it this game. And that's actually interesting considering that, yeah.
All right,
they definitely don't want Maddie.
You're ready for the jank, right? Enemy is going to be like, okay, we're going to put solo Sobek and we're going to make Bastet support. He's going to build Mystical Mail. It's going to be crazy. $10. No, I'm all right.
Hey, go back to cams. I need to everyone see us shake.
I'm all right.
I need everyone to see us shake on that $10.
Neith.
Support Bastet. Neith. So we actually saw that a lot of the EU, where it's the idea is to make sure the enemy hunter doesn't get ahead. But I think Vedium is skilled enough. I don't think there's a huge skill gap here where they need to worry about that.
Why is Glick picking Isis into Bastet? This, to me, is going, I'm going to beat Jerb with Isis now. I think he's feeling himself.
And it's going to be Agni pickup. So 2 counters to Isis, really. Agni and Bastet both doing incredibly well versus her.
I don't know what this Isis pick was. I have a feeling this one's going to Enemy. That comp looks very, very strong. Comparatively to Hunbot solo with Isis mid against Bastet and Neith getting picked into Xbalanque. Who is Neith protecting with the World Weaver? Like, honestly, like this doesn't seem to me like up until this
early
point.
Game, right? It's looking for these picks with the Isis, Serqet, Neith core, hoping Geb is good enough late game, and then the Hoonbots can rotate in for mid-game team fights. But I mean, they've drafted 4 Egyptian gods, right? And it wasn't 5, but there is still that Egyptian buff we got to take note of.
That's true. Oh, is it all Egypt?
No, it's 4.
Oh, no.
I'm saying it was almost there.
Almost. It's 100% extra damage for 5 Egypt.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
TSM's the only one to have discovered that so far.
So broken.
Game
4.
If they played Sobek solo.
All right, guys, so a little bit of a switcheroo here. Boogaloo going to be playing from the bottom side this time. Enemy Esports from the top. Now, on the left side, we have seen invades come out from Enemy Esports both times in the last 2 games.
Are they looking to do the exact same invade that happened to them twice in a row?
Well,
and they are.
They have a jungler with them.
They are. They're looking for a first blood, right? And Uzi's going to ward out, make sure he can see Bastet.
I love this.
Yes.
I love the fact that Uzi threw that ward down, although it's not in the greatest position.
I don't think he could, like, risk going any more forward.
That's true. That's fair. I mean, he didn't want to go towards it, but considering that he could have a jump and they don't really have any slows except for Declawed, I don't really understand why he wouldn't go for it. But either way. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't have boots. Bastet does have boots. Could have chased him down. So, I mean, either way, they get the wards off. No invasions coming out on this side. It looks like enemy took their 1-for-1. They're going to let it run, and we're going to have a normal meta start here in about 15 seconds. Can we watch somebody else? These two are making me really
look at
antsy.
Agni. They're actually starting on the back camps on that left side here. Oh, no. Okay.
Were they not making you antsy with their jumping all around?
Hey, man.
You got 15 seconds, man. Sit down.
They were ready to go, man. Look, this is match point. They want to get to the SPL here, and that's exactly what it is.
That's
match
fair.
point for Boogaloo. Enemy's going to need to win 2 in a row to basically defend their spot in the summer split.
All right, so coming down here into the mid lane. Remember, Red with a very small advantage on the map, about 3 to 5 extra steps depending on positioning.
Yeah.
Will it take Blue to actually get into lane? Glick doesn't get to really use that Wing Gust effectively. Jerby, though, Path of Flames,
he was just scared.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's still going to be able to clear it out pretty well, though. And Jerby's just going to back off. So here's the rotation for early, coming out from Serqet this time. They were able to get the advantage in that solo lane, and that's very important for getting basically your mid to 5 faster. So Agni's going to look to split this and then potentially steal, but actually Bastet's falling right behind her.
Jerby is safe. Yeah, no problem there. Beautiful. Deathbane hits the entire creep wave. This will put them right into the jungle. They're not going to go for any janky steals. They're going to go right for the normal stuff. Matty Pocket taking some damage there. Chris Pocket... No, all right. Can we talk about this for a second?
One of the pockets.
Chris Pocket, did he get his name from Matty, or is this separate?
We have to ask him.
How do we do that? Do you have his phone number?
Yeah.
He's playing right now. We can't just call him.
406-721.
It's going to be someone's phone number.
564
Can you not? Like, just
7. I'm sorry, whoever's that is.
Oh, my God.
I'm so sorry.
Early game belongs to Blue so far. Rotations have a little bit stronger, but that can turn around.
Nice jump.
Soulshiner, though.
Avoiding a ton of damage in the solo lane. Awesome to the max. Actually jumped Uzi's jump, right? Took a lot less poke and forced the archers onto him.
As much as I love Awesome, do you think Cyclone Spin would have gotten that kill under that tower?
Right there now.
No?
That's not player skill. Like, that was a great decision, right? He can't dive it, don't dive it.
I think he would have did it. I think he would have found it.
I don't know about that.
Shout out to Volcandias everywhere.
Oh my God, now it's going to be in chat.
Right side back camps going to red here finally, a little bit late on the rotation.
They might fight this. Serqet just hit 5. They might follow them to these back camps, and I think they should.
They're going for Baka.
Okay, I think that's also important, right?
This
Baka
is a great call.
Right, because they're in back camps. They don't know that this is coming.
Awesome's level 4 here. Uzi can get the teleport. He's baited. He's completely baited, and he is out of here. Nowhere to go.
Who are they going to give it to, though? I think they want it. Agni covered the option, and they let Uzi get that.
Like Adonis just said, the option coverage there was the key. He jumps past where he died, ensuring that if somehow, Humbots missed a shot or got juked, he would have still need to run towards his tower. He couldn't walk back into the creeps. It wasn't safe. So he actually puts himself in a position to guarantee the kill. Beautiful play.
And now Soulshiner rotated a right lane, so he's not going to be in position for mids. Let's take a look at the left mids. That's really where it's going to come down to.
Right there.
Chris secures it, but he's going to take a ton of poke and actually get pulled out of circle protection. That's bad. Can he make it back in to get the heal? Yeah, he will.
That's actually my favorite confirm in the game. Beautiful shot, though. The Darkest of Night's going to do more than its share of work.
Yeah, without Darkest of the Nights there, Matty Pocket could have died. His pluck was off cooldown, or on cooldown, so that could have spelled the end from him. Darkest of the Nights is really good for situations like that. Basically making sure that unless, like if you have higher health, basically, it's more secure to get out.
Did we see a Cataclysm in the last engagement?
Yes.
We did, okay.
Chris needed to use it to stay alive.
So, Chris, again, did my favorite mid-camp control at level 3, or I'm sorry, 3 minutes, and that's you walk up, you shockwave bolt from close range. It covers not only enough health to guarantee the hand of the gods with no other damage, but will actually knock up anyone else in front that's going for the engagement. It's one of my favorite things in the game.
Backflip is not on cooldown. He could just die to Cats here. Cats are doing so much. Is he gonna, he got the heal up? Oh, but he still falls. Unravel, not doing enough healing.
You know, we saw at one point, in I think it was 2013, it was KO, who still finds himself a great home in esports right now.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm is actually on a competitive team.
Doing a great job. He was actually in lane leveling Unravel before Spirit Arrow. Not as great clear, but the sustainability is outrageous. And he did it specifically, I remember him telling me, against teams that wanted to pick characters like Bastet or Humbots, who were freely diving towers with things like Fear No Evil and Cats. And right there, I kind of see, this is like one of the first times that I've seen it in a long time where the backflip and the Spirit Arrow weren't enough with it being down. But VDM losing a kill there, going to put Boogaloo a little bit behind. We've seen what happens when Bronx Bombers gets a lead.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, and he is on a character that can carry on Xbalanque. You know, I think his best god that I've seen him play is Uller, but he's probably a proficient Xbalanque as well.
Uzi right now soloing down his buff here. Has about 200 health left in this pot that's ticking as well. It's going to put him a little bit below full, right? He'll sit about 1,250 health, somewhere around that.
It's good enough, right?
But against Bakasura, you'll find that 150 health is very, very important.
No, against Bakasura's minions, you'll find it's very important.
So this is the build, by the way, speaking of Bakasura, that has become very popular lately thanks to players like Cyclone Spin and Zalia. Death Toll directly into the Iqbal.
Is he going to get the knock up here?
It's a stun. Rising Jaguar's already on cooldown. He's slowed, he's unraveled. It's dark out, but it's not that dark. See you later.
Yeah, Vetty, I'm going to secure that kill with the Spirit Arrow, or excuse me, World Weaver. Soulshiner thinks the better of going for that gank, but look at Agni. He's looking, once again, right before mid-camp spawn, look for the kill on Awesome, but Awesome spots him out this time. They're still going to be in prime position to secure both mid-camps, though.
6 minutes in here. Mid-camp's about to spawn. Boogaloo's ready. On the right side, guaranteed. Left side, we're going to see an engagement. We see both the pockets ready to fight over this one.
Which pocket's the better pocket?
So far, it's been Chris, right? I mean, like, he's had the control necessary, and right there, they push him out again. Maddie will get level 7 in lane. Chris Pocket still controlling.
Yeah, we see Awesome to the Max try and rotate into that, but it's just not soon enough to make an impact. And some more poke coming out from Jeremy, but the shield going to do a lot to immune that.
2-1 right now. Still, we have a 3v3 in mid, but there's not much action. This is very similar to a 3v3 joust. Push the wave. Let the wave get close to the tower line, watch them clear the wave, reset.
So here's a big thing we see out of mid laners now. You look at Jiminy Glick, 1 sentry. You look at Jerby, 2 regular wards. He just placed 1 down. But the sentry sometimes is offering so much more in these positions, right? And actually, Jiminy Glick placing it may get caught out in time. Circle protection comes through, but I mean, there's just way too much damage for him to deal with Awesome to the Max rotating in as well.
Unique getting chased under the tower. Cat's doing a decent amount, actually separates. Throws them in the pocket here, or rather Chris Pocket, as Maddie Pocket will turn his sights to the Gold Fury. Bronx Bombers taking a lot of damage here. Awesome to the Max and Uzi are fighting out.
It's the slow. I mean, without Regurgitate, there's nothing much he could do. Oh, but the jump was up. He has nothing to stop this. World Weaver should secure the kill, if not one more auto will. But I mean, Gold Fury gets picked up meanwhile, coming out from enemy esports. You know, so Uzi, we saw this earlier, right? Uknik jumps ahead, covering the option, allowing Uzi Wuzzy to get first blood. Right. But then after that, every time I've seen it, Awesome is out-rotating him.
Oh, I mean, that's what Bakasura does. 30% extra movement speed off his passive for 10 seconds after clearing creeps or
that's
getting
also
kills.
I mean, that's why you're picking up Hunbats in the soul lane, right? Is to make these rotations and make huge impacts with Fear No Evil.
But you can't out-rotate Baka. The only character that can out-rotate Baka is Loki.
Yeah, but he should still be in the fights, even if he's not there at the start. And now Uknik just going to barely miss the taunts out.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Holy, that was a perfect 180 dash. Absolutely gorgeous. Maddie Pocket not going to continue his pressure here. Vidium going to be cleaning this one up slowly. No pressure. Right here. This is confusing to me. And I understand that Chris Pocket's rotating over, but why isn't Bronx just trying to throw some attacks in? Keep
Isis was rotating over, right? Jerby had to back, so he had no vision on mid. And while they don't have ward coverage to know that he was rotating, it was kind of a, I'm not risking getting out of position. And Maddie Pocket, one more auto. Yep, there goes the passive. 33% damage.
That was the World of Warcraft Arena CC chain right there.
That's just I'm mad.
That was Silence, Cobra's Kiss, Spirit Ball, Deathbane, hit him with the poison, and finish it up. I mean, that was gorgeous.
I mean, you saw that explosion at the end too. That is why Serqet's so good, right? Is that she uses all her abilities and it stacks up this poison, and when you auto attack, it's going to explode the poison. It's I believe 10% for each stack.
I'm sorry.
On the passive.
It's 20% for 3 stacks.
Okay, it's 20% for 3 stacks. But you saw that, right? Maddie Pocket might have been able to get out, but she exploded the poison for 20% of his health.
Oh, Glick's in some trouble here. Spirit Ball will actually stop the noxious fumes from coming out. Cats go down.
But he's still in a bad spot. He's pinched, right? Cats are coming through. They're going to just know that Soulshiner will pick up that kill.
Are they able to find anything? Darkest of Night's going to go off here as Uzi makes his rotation. Pocket gets sent back as Pocket goes under the water. We're going to see Uzi trying to go for it, but he gets feared out. Not enough damage coming through on either side, but Uzi's looking like he's going down. Cat Scratch as the fever sets in. Medium trying to backflip, but he's going to get sent out. Goodbye. Huge win right there for enemy.
Yeah, Jerby was actually, he bombed just where that Neith was going to land her backflip. That was a great read. Understanding exactly where she was going to land, having that in line. Maddie will grab the kill with an extra auto. You know, scumbag support's always got to steal the kills. But hey.
Maddie, from what I understand, #1 scumbag support world.
Oh, of course.
It was a stream title a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
So if it's a stream title,
hey man, he's got to steal all the kills, right? Look at him right now though, 1-1-1. He's sharing the wealth around.
He's 500 gold ahead, and realistically, you want to see Sobek get very far ahead in gold, get those aura items online, and stick to that front line as much as possible.
That's why he works so well as a soul laner, right? Because he scales so well with items and levels.
So we're about 10 minutes in here. Gold Fury still on cooldown. Fire Giant's been spawned, but no one's strong enough to go for it. We're going to see a lull in the action here as the players go back to the farming phase. Everyone getting a little bit nervous now, right? Because there's a lot in the line. Enemy Esports has to win 2 to stay in it. But Boogaloo, while only having to win 1, starting to lose grip on the game, about 1,600 gold down.
Do not know how I did not see this at first, but Bakasura has no hog. I'm surprised I just noticed that.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this before.
Right.
Cyclone Spin. I mean, this is a very common build now. He's going to be able to get into the end game without having to buy Hog, right? Get sprint beads online. Although I will say that Uzi's build with the Fatalis Frostbound Hammer and getting, what was it, 2.47 attack speed with his passive?
Just right below the cap.
That's some serious napkin math, man. I love it.
Hey, he might be a mathematician. You don't know that. He might be smart.
It's napkin math.
Okay, it's probably napkin math, right? He may not have even realized it, to be honest.
No, man. I mean, we haven't seen much from him, but from what we've seen so far, his assassin play has been great. The tier has been the one that's struggled.
But that was also against Bologna, which we said maybe it was a matchup he wasn't familiar with. And Uzi, though, has not left this lane, and I think this is the big part, right? He finally rotated in for that team fight in the mid lane, but he was so late, and then he used his Fear No Evil on Maddie Pocket, who was lurking in the waters, who was CC immune.
Right.
So I really think Uzi needs to be rotating out a little bit more, but he's actually gonna have some pressure put onto him with Soulshiner in his lane there. And Agni has not left this spot, right? He's been just circling around mid, looking for these ganks on Jerby, and actually this might be the first great stun. He stunned him where he landed.
The only negative to that was that the fact that she casted the World Weaver. And it was very unnecessary.
But, I mean, they didn't know that, right? It's like, let's make sure we get this kill. And actually, now after that, they're going to look to rotate. But the CC immunity is going to keep Awesome alive long enough to take out 1. And now he's going to turn on Uknik. 1-on-2. Now it's 1-on-3.
Oh, and look at the beautiful E to dodge the silence, gaining very little protection there. In fact, no protection at all. Huge rotation to solo means pressure on the Gold Fury. VDM and Chris Pocket trying to keep this one up. Lurking in the waters is Maddie Pocket, and they will gain it easily.
What was great about that was Soulshiner actually hogged to put it in range for Maddie to hog, right?
Right.
Because there was enough time for Chris Pocket to walk up and potentially steal. But Soulshiner's like, I'm hogging, hogs it. Right after that, puts it in the 25% range and allows Maddie Pocket to secure it.
So generally what you want to hear on comms is something like, it's at 35%, everyone go, right? Which means, given the characters that they had, they're going to see something like, close range poison darts. We're going to have Soulshiner, throw the bleed out and then immediately hog. And then that'll put it into the range necessary to get the execute. It was perfectly executed.
Well played, DM.
Thanks.
So once again, though, Awesome to the max, turning that 1v. I don't know how he lived. It was really the CC immunity coming out from Regurgitate that neutralized the Fear No Evil, which really would have set it up.
VDM kind of left to his devices here. Bronx Bombers, despite the fact that his team is pretty far in the lead, still sees a small negative there. Aussie Wuzzy wasting his ult as well as VDM, who throws out the World Weaver. Awesome to the max will survive for now.
Yep, another lull in the action, and Uknik has gotten 2 picks, but like you said, I haven't really seen him across the map. He just seems to be trying to camp Jerb and get kills, but he hasn't had too much success outside of the 1 pick he got there. And
2.
Now,
You get 2.
It's 2 picks, okay.
You got 2.
But it's like, the picks they're not leading to anything, right? It's not, as after I would say, they're not getting the stuff after the stuff, mostly because there's no stuff to take.
They're getting Jerby in positions where it's not necessary. Yeah. Like you said, there's no farm gain. They're not stealing camps. Ooh, also, that was a max range.
Yeah, that was a lot of poke.
That was a third of his health real quick.
And then he takes a little bit more poke.
More
Soul
damage.
Shiner, you're not allowed to walk through there anymore. That's
he might choose the better next time. Running away here, Soul Shiner going to try to back up, try to split some camps. We got 4 people up here, and I like the rotation on the bottom side. Unique and Awesome to the max, clearing camps. In fact, almost all camps on the map are getting cleared right now, except for top side speed, which was done about a minute ago. So really, just good timings across the board.
You know, looking at enemy esports, it's a really good thing that they're ahead, but Boogaloo also has the team comp to try to come back, right? So enemy, you look at the stuns, and I think that's really big, right? Matty Pocket has an individual pluck and a knockup. Actually, there's going to be a gank here, and Uknik he's gone.
That was very, very fast. The power of Bakasura. Oh, the zoo gets sent out. All the pets coming out here. Aussie Wuzzy getting pretty low here. World Weaver gonna stop it, but Jerby dashes in, stuns, flame waves, and the Path of Flames finishes it up as Jiminy Glick learns to try to close this one out.
He needs to back up. I don't know why he kept being aggressive there. He's gonna take a lot of oh, great shield though coming out. Is it gonna be enough? No. Awesome Max still doing too much. The heal just barely getting off in time. He was gonna die if he didn't eat that minion.
You know, you could look and say, wow, I can't believe he stuck around for that. Boogaloo is too far down at this point to not be looking for the plays, right? If Jiminy would have picked off a kill there, maybe even, got the Bakasura on the end wave as well, there was a good chance.
Don't defend this Chris Pocket.
Actually, they're pretty low.
Yeah, but okay, Serqet's rolling in. I forgot. She died early in that fight. But additionally, while this was all happening, we actually saw is also going to get picked up. This could actually get turned on them if they're not too careful. The taunt comes out, hits
the double!
Deathbane, we'll take out one.
Doesn't quite switch it, though. Unique has had some really beautiful plays this game. Boogaloo, not the strongest squad in Game 4 here, but Unique, as strong as ever. 4-2-0. Lit.
Yeah, and he's almost got Deathbringer online. Can we take a look at his gold in hand? Oh, it's 640. I can see it from here. So he's going to need about 1,000 more gold to really get that Deathbringer online, and that's going to be a huge item spike for him.
Wow, man. I mean, once that DB is online, right? Increasing the crit chance of Deathbane by 10%, plus increasing the damage of Deathbane's crits by 50%.
That's what's big.
It's going to be swinging. If we could just hover over Deathbane real quick, I'm not as sure exactly what the number is. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 190? 140.
140.
Okay.
Plus 45%.
Right, but it's 140 and then crit that, and then add 50% on top of it.
That's a number.
It's a very high number.
But it's hitting the 3 times, right? So it's a little bit RNG, but if you can hit all 3 crits, that's when it's bad.
It can instantly kill a mage.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially if you're even with them heading into the late game. And
it's the slot
you look at Jerby's still level 15, Uknik's 14, so he's still going to be putting out a ton. But look at this, Aussie Wuzzy, or Awesome to the Max, playing Bakasura this time, been doing so much. You could see him just 1v2ing at points.
Glick, I think, is playing way better than anyone expected. Right now, his team is behind, almost 6,000 gold? He is even level with Jerb. Actually, Jerb just hit level 16. When Glick was ahead, he was ahead by 5 levels.
Experience across the board isn't it's not a huge advantage in experience, right? It's more of that 6K gold lead that we're seeing. Everyone's pretty even level. Outside of maybe half a level to, I think the biggest deficit we see is Soul Shiner sitting at 16 compared to Uknik's 14.
And Unique's still playing amazingly, 4-2-0, right? Best score on the team, Matty Pocket.
Ton of poke.
CC Chains coming through. Sickening Strike will heal him up a little bit as Glick getting sent back big time. Awesome to the Max's Oboe.
Split. The big problem there is that their team has been split, and Awesome, even though he's going to get low, he should be able to survive. Oh, Soul Shiner picks up Uknik, though, on the left lane.
Glick coming back in here. No, he's going to have to back this one's getting closer and closer to F6 territory.
I think they give this up. I don't think they should contest this Gold Fury, right? They've used too many ultimates to really fight here.
And they don't. I mean, they haven't.
Back.
Enemy hasn't used barely any, right? I mean, they still have 2 left, 3 left.
Chris Pocket's going to try and steal. Gets the CC immunity, but 9 times. 4-man Cataclysm, 5-man Cataclysm, though, but they don't have the follow-up damage to keep this up. Chris Pocket's going to fall. They're going to turn immediately to Soul Shriner, and Vedium's still staying in this. Glickstick will pick up Maddie in the back, but now he has nothing to keep fighting.
Vedium 1 hit here. The Aussie passive. You know, one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of the Aussie is you're paying a lot of money for that passive, and you never use it.
Yeah, and Glickstick actually is going to, yeah.
Isis into Bastet. You're going to feel it.
You know, that was a great Cataclysm, but at the same time, it's like I said, Glickstick had backed. You don't have the damage to follow it up. You have a Neith.
Right.
You have a Neith and a Hoombots with no ult. What are they going to do?
Unravel will hit all of them, maybe.
Yeah, and he'll get some health back, and they'll be like,
and then they're dead.
That was a great massage. Tickled me a little bit, right? And that's what we saw. You know, we saw Chris Pocket die, and then Glickstick got picked up as well. But look at the charts, though. 10,000 experience, 8,000 gold in the lead. Enemy Esports is looking good to make this a 2-2 and force a Game 5.
That would be crazy. 2 Game 5s in one day.
I've casted every single game so far, so...
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, actually. Feeling real good.
Looking great.
What? Is that a shot at, like, right now, or are you saying all the time?
I mean, that I'll leave it up for interpretation.
Oh, my God. So... Uzzy Wuzzy and Awesome to the Max have just been like having this battle all game long. Every time we take a look at the Soul Lane, they're always poking each other out. But I don't think they've either has gotten the best of each other individually.
I love that build.
But Awesome to the Max has been doing so much more in team fights.
The only thing missing from that build is crit chance. Or a Frostbound Hammer. Oh, I'm fine with either. Have I told you how much I love Frostbound Hammer?
No, I've never heard you mention it.
400 health and attack speed slows, if nothing else. Crazy.
Enemy Esports here grouped around Fire Giant while they have Vedium, or excuse me, Bronx.
I'm sorry, real
all
quick.
These players keep playing the same gods.
Did Awesome to the Max do that much damage when he has charged bow? I thought that was oboe.
No.
Holy.
You know, it doesn't have a percentage. It's just 20 damage, but it's still, I mean, it still does a lot, especially with the attack speed, the amount of attack speed Bakasura has. He's proccing it so much.
Leveling it, though, is going to give him more attack speed. I think it's 15% extra.
Yep.
Plus, it's going to give him probably another 70 to 80 damage on this chain.
It's a good amount.
It's a lot.
Because it starts scaling with your physical power at that point. And look, they're just going to 2-man it. I mean, honestly, Bronx might be able to solo it, but the rest are just playing zone control. Chris Pocket's going to try and roll. They're just looking to fight. They don't even realize that this is happening.
There's no way they're getting anywhere near that FG. It's already done.
Chris Pocket's still moving forward, though. I don't know what he's doing. The rest of his team is the complete opposite end. They're all in mid lane. Agni's trying to pick up a kill, while the rest of them are just trying to find anything they can.
Unique actually sent his ult into Jerb, who was beads, under the effects of beads, which means he wasn't going to get kicked back by the ultimate. Jerby cleanly takes the ultimate damage, walks away from it. They still lead by 7 kills. Awesome. Nothing changing there, but here comes Awesome to the Max.
Darks of the Night, too. Matty Pocket's looking for a pluck, but they're not going to find it. Thought they could pick someone off there.
That was just different pages. Bronx Bombers, you know, he heard someone say go, and I don't think they were the person to make the call there, and they don't gain anything from it.
That's really the same thing I'd say with Boogaloo, too, right? You see Chris Pocket Cataclysm people, and he actually doesn't manage to hit anyone with it, but even if he did, no one was in position. The rest of his team is getting dove in mid lane, so the communication that was so good in game 1 just has not been there right this past game.
Looking strong on the right side here. They're going right into the tier 2, uncontested. While this is going down, let's take a look at gold in hand here as it spikes up another 300. Ooh. We had 1,000 for hi-rez, 1,800 for Jerby's Agni, and then 2,000 or higher for the remaining 3.
It's pretty risky right now. They have this huge gold advantage, but a lot of it's in their inventory right now. So they don't have, right? It's a 10K gold lead, but they only really have a 5K because the rest of it's in their inventory. Go back, take the tower you just got, spend all that gold, go take Gold Fury, and then force the Phoenixes. You still have a ton of time on Fire Giant. That's
right. I mean, looking at the FG buff, they still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Now, they're going to spend 40 or 50 of that, maybe even up to 1 minute and 20 to get in position for the Phoenixes. I don't know that I like them going for the Gold Fury now. I don't want them to waste any time. They should take this opportunity to rush this down. In fact, I don't even like Soul Shiner going for this speed buff. They got to use the FG. They fought for it for a reason. Now they got to use it.
Vedium's getting a little caught, but Awesome's diving so deep. He's caught 1v4. He's still able to find the kill, but he will trade his life. Oh my god.
Jeez.
He juked like the first 3 parts of Wind Gust.
That was incredible. Plus, you know, he did get Circle of Protection as well, which is a large part of their defense, but it looks like
that was not worth the trade overall, though.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Vedium's not doing anything compared to Bronx Bombers right now. He's 2 levels behind. He's Neith, and he doesn't even have an attack speed item online past Aussie.
All right, let's take a look at the golden hand charts once again as the Gold Fury goes down. Bakasura at 800. By the time he wakes up, he'll have that
Blink in by Jerby.
That short sword online.
But I mean, it's Serqet, right? You're not going to catch Serqet. Poke her out a little bit. I would like to see them push up multiple waves like we've seen many of these teams do in the past. But look at Bakasura's damage, 15,000.
Yeah, it's really hard to be CC immune and spray a bunch of damage in front of you while it chain lightnings the people.
Hey, did you see how hard he had to do?
The jukes were hot.
The jukes were good. You juked point blank 3-1 Wing Gusts, right? Agni's going for a ride on Rising Jaguar there, and there's his ult being forced out. But enemy seems a little bit scared to commit to this.
I mean, they probably should be, right? It's a 5-on-4. They're in an awkward position. Soulshiner just took some damage.
FG, though.
I mean, yeah, they should probably just let this one go for now. Reset, fight for Fire Giant again. They didn't get the big use out of it. Let it go.
I think they're going to keep this up. I think they just seemed a little bit disjointed, and I honestly think also to the max going so deep there is the biggest problem. They don't have him. Now he's here, though. So now they still have about a couple more seconds left on this Fire Giant.
Oh, jumping in there. 2-man Cataclysm Worldweaver as well onto Bronx Bombers. Overhand's not going to be enough as you see them jump back. Oh, wow. Okay, Circle of Protection did not go off quickly enough. VDM and Chris Pocket go down. Matty Pocket just barely staying up.
Yeah, and Soulshiner is actually going to secure a triple kill with all that damage coming through. Jiminy Glick falls, and now it's just Uzzy Wuzzy trying to defend against 4 here. Awesome to the max gets crit, but the sustain coming out from his Eat minion going to allow him to keep up the pressure.
So it's speculation here, but I think Soulshiner tried to rush down Serqet so that his team could get Humbots low so he could find the Penta. He got greedy. If he just went for the right target, he wouldn't have. That's a beautiful kill.
Oh, it doesn't.
Very
Great.
smart.
Oh, awesome to the max. Fantastic job. Realizing he's going to die there, putting himself in a position to not spread the poison. That was a great play by Unique and a better play coming out from Awesome. Uzzy was going to pick up 1, but he should die. Oh, no. There it is.
That was a little greedy. He actually slowed down a little bit there as he started to turn around, but the Dia side will do well. So they're going to find themselves a Fire Giant. Chris Pocket, VDM, both up and ready to fight, and they've got to be careful here. Worldweaver should be coming back off cooldown in just a few seconds.
So this last fight, really, the key to it, Chris Pocket blinks in, right? They realize the Fire Giant's about to fall off of them in a couple seconds. He blinks in, Cataclysm's 3 players, and they invest so much into Bronx, and he still survives it. After that, their second target was Matty Pocket. They're sitting in that circle of protection, but Jiminy Glick waits too long, and 2 players die while in it before he can pop the heal off.
For some reason, Boogaloo is not going for the Fire Giant.
Maybe they're scared. They don't have any vision, right? They don't necessarily know if any...
Actually, they did. 2 were dead, and 3 were low health, guaranteed to back to the base.
They're just not thinking.
That's what it is. That's what it is to me is... Oh, apparently Soulshiner did earn the Penta.
Because he got the triple and the double, right?
Right.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
No. We're there for you, Soul. Congratulations, but
in spirit, in soul and spirit, we're there for you, but it's not a pentakill. I'm sorry.
No, he's Soul.
But look at him.
You're not. You're Adonis.
Okay, 11-0-4, right? Let's be honest here.
I told you, man. When I think of my man Soulshiner, I think of Bastet.
Yeah, and Transcendence online, you know, and he's pretty tanky too, right? He picked up this Shifter Shield, which has really fallen out of meta while they're doing Fire
What is that,
Giant.
Runic Shield coming up next?
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to go for another physical defense. Basically, Serqet and Humbots he doesn't want to deal with, right? He's not afraid of Jiminy Glick, because Jiminy Glick is so far behind that he's been forced into a Breastplate of Valor, which isn't even completed yet, right? His damage just isn't there that Soulshiner has to worry about it.
The Boosh. His item of choice in the mid lane. For me, I think I would have veered away from Boosh and looked more towards Kiki, who, when he falls behind, builds into different things. Doesn't always like the Breastplate of Valor. Mail of Renewal, very popular.
Yep.
Decent amount of health on that. I mean, health is the big deal, right? He doesn't need the mana. He's paying a lot for 550 mana. What he should be looking for is the 300 health from Mail of Renewal. Maybe not as much cooldown reduction, but it's a lot more for defense.
Spear Ball comes out. They're going to try and defend here and keep themselves alive. Fire Giant ticking, though, and they also have a wave in mid. Fire wave in mid being pushed through by Awesome to the max. He's just going to look to loop around under them after the fight starts.
Unique realizes that he has been seen in his ambush, despite being invisible. Matty Pocket taking the brunt of the damage from the Spirit Ball, but with that down, they're going to try to work their way in. Awesome to the max, going to find a line to the back. Will he go for it as we get a
Jiminy Glick just blinked defensively. He knew he was going to be bursted, but here comes Circle Protection, and no one's sitting in it.
Not going to be enough. Even with that heal coming through, Awesome to the max is doing too much damage. Matty Pocket gonna find a double. Soulshiner will find another one. Chris Pocket guaranteed to go down here. And it looks like the boys on Enemy Esports are gonna be able to hold this one down and turn this into a Game 5, because realistically, how are they gonna be kept out of here?
Oh, there's no way they can defend. Neith just doesn't have any damage online. She's gonna do what she can, but I mean, with 5 people on top of that Titan, it's gonna fall, and Enemy Esports forces a Game 5 to defend their SPL title.
2 Game 5s in one day. Definitely the most competitive day so far in the relegations. Boogaloo and Enemy now both 1 game away. Some of the marbles have been divvied up, but this last one's going to be for pretty much the rest of them.
The what?
The rest of the marbles.
All the marbles?
No, not all of them. They got 2 of the marbles.
Okay.
Let's look at First Blood.
Uknik.
So this happened, and this was, I believe, in the soul. Yeah, it was in the soul lane, right? So it was the option coverage, right? And it will, I think, go to Hoonbots, but Uknik here has the better present, or the better view of it, right? And he's going to cover this option, be like, Uzzy Wuzzy, you get it, right? And I actually expected Uzzy Wuzzy to take that and then rotate to a ton of mid fights, but he wasn't there ever. You can't out-rotate a Bakasura. I completely understand that. But at the same time, he was just never there, right? He's still sitting in lane farming, while Bakasura's, you know, dropping out Regurgitate, and even if he doesn't pick any kills, forcing them out, allowing them to get ahead and farm.
Bakasura has been doing pretty well today. Let's see if he gets banned here in Game 5. Both teams looking to get into the SPL. This last game's going to do it, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Stick around.